Morning, everyone. Welcome to the briefing for Wednesday, the 17th of April. A little bit of a tricky day with the wind today, but similar to yesterday, really. So we should be able to put up with it on 2-7. So situation, if we go back, look at the chart yesterday, you can see these isobars quite tight, bringing in a northerly flow. They actually ended up painting on this trough line, which was probably appropriate with all the showers that were to the east of us yesterday, although they did miss us, which was quite nice. Midday today, isobars a little bit further apart, bringing in a similar flow, maybe slightly more northerly than we had yesterday. What we have got is this occlusion sort of off the east coast and this trough line over the continent here. Isn't going to be too much of a problem for us. It should be far enough away. We've got quite an unstable air mass, so should be quite soarable. Moving further ahead, Thursday looking like really quite a nice day. High pressure building, we're just under the edge of that. Lighter winds and looking like quite a big day tomorrow. Today, the winds are ever so slightly lighter than yesterday, about 20 knots at flying height, 320 degrees, which is just about the limit of us being able to hang on to 2-7, gives us a slight headwind, maybe 20 degrees at most. Sadpix, yeah, fairly clear, a little bit more cloud up to the west, and you can see that low pressure up to our northeast. It's actually quite a weak feature on here, but you see the clouds swirling away there, but that's not going to cause us any issues at all. Rainfall, there is already some bits around, and that is going to be a trend for today by the looks of it. Yesterday, there was certainly some very heavy showers around. I know friends and family in London got quite a lot. Although Lasham area stayed pretty clear. I'm hoping that's going to be the same today as we go through the day. See by about 11, 12 o'clock, it's showing some significant development, but that's generally to the west, mostly over Wales, and the ones that are near us and our task area are quite small. Going into the afternoon, it is building up a little bit more. Generally up to the north, it's not too bad. And I do think it's going to be generally out to the west. We're going to see more of the showers. And you see by 3, 4 o'clock, it is building quite a lot. So you probably want to be getting on final glide by 3, 4 o'clock today to avoid these. Public forecast then showing generally quite cloudy with top temperature of 10 degrees. Probably will be feeling quite chilly both on the ground and airborne with that wind. Excellent visibility though, and yeah, generally wind between northwest and north northwest on the ground, and gusts not as strong as it was showing yesterday, peaking here at 20 or so, but generally in the high teens.
Hi, Chris.
So temperatures at midday 8-9 degrees in our area, and well, generally 8s and 9s over the majority of the country. A little bit warmer over London, naturally. Dew points about 1-2 degrees in our area. Over London, really quite dry, and same well up to the north as well. Notice out to the west, dew points are a little bit higher, 3-4 degrees. Possibly why those showers are kicking off a bit more. That's the view outside 10 minutes ago. That's the view outside now. So you see it's building up really quite nicely. 5.5 degrees currently, dew point 2.5. Odium, 8 knot from the west northwest currently, and they're showing 10 knots later on. They're showing west northwest, scattered at 4,000. Okay, so your potential flight distance for the day is that. So looking pretty good in the Lasham area, up to the north and really round to the east, over the top of London, which is typical. But you can see going out to the west, it deteriorates quite quickly. So definitely a day to go up to the north by the looks of it. Thermals, this is 10 a.m. You should see it showing up to 1,000 meters going forward a couple of hours. By midday, looks like you should have near on 4,000 feet. A little bit lower out to the west, and it's showing some overdevelopment out here, so I think best avoided. But Lasham area and up to the northeast, looking quite nice, potentially blue in places. I doubt it will actually get blue, maybe a little bit more shallow, but at least that'll keep the sun on the ground. Here we are, 2 p.m. You can see it's showing a bit more overdevelopment in places and some showers out to the west, and looking like it's worse going into Wales. But actually, task area looking pretty good. It's showing 1,600 meters up there, so about 4,500 feet, 5,000 feet possibly. So it looks quite nice. This is 4 p.m. Yeah, Top Betio shows it going actually until it looks about 5:30, 6 o'clock. Site forecast for Lasham. Usable height thermals by 10 a.m. over 3,000 feet and peaking at about 3 p.m., potentially getting over 4,000 feet. Thermals not looking absolutely stonking, but fairly steady from about 10, 11 o'clock. It's showing 2.5 knots for most of the day and trailing off from about 4 p.m. onwards. Okay, no TAMs. There's not too much to worry about. There is just one here, 33, article dropping at South Cerney. So it's right on the southwestern edge of the Bry zone. Otherwise, 34, there's some live firing up to 1,400 feet. So if you are going through that gap just to the east of Bry's, if you do get low, there is that. But otherwise, really nothing to worry about today. Okay, operationally, we're going to manage on 2-7. Do listen carefully though. We're going to have the launch point offset to the south of the runway, and the winch cables will be running down the northern edge. Okay, the reason for that is the crosswind that gives us a little bit more space for the cables to drift. That does, of course, mean there's going to be potentially winch cables on the north side of the runway all day, so please don't cross here with your gliders, plug gliders and private gliders. Aerotowing from the launch point will be from the southern side of the runway. Please stick your glider right on the edge of the runway. We're still trying to protect the grass, so we're launching off the runway, but actually it's in fairly good condition now. So gliders right on the edge of the runway, that leaves us space for the rest of the club stuff. And I think we'll go for a grid just to make it a little bit easier. So normal position, just starting halfway down the caravan park. Even if there's not many of you, just set up a grid. We've got enough of us that we can man that today. There is the risk of changing on to 3-4, but to be honest, I'm not going to brief that because I don't think we're going to have to today. What we have got is an A320 arriving at 6 minutes past 10. I'll keep an eye on that. Either we'll put the launch point out or we won't, depending on if that's looking like it's going to be on time. If it is going to be on time, just tow all the club gliders down to the at the end of runway 23 and wait there. If you want to get going early, then we can aerotow you from the north side grass. That's no problem at all. Please think about the crosswind today. It's going to be fairly strong being on 2-7. So think about how current you are. Not only have you flown in the last couple of weeks, but how much flying have you actually done this winter? Solo flying, we will say is bronze only to begin with. If we think we can get away with less, then we'll brief that individually. But for now, it's going to be bronze only for solo flying. So the club guys, we've got 3 K21s, 774, 5 and 6, 2 K13s, 2 baby grubs, and 3 discuses. And please make sure you read the ground handling guidance. I'm sure you all have by now, and this has been improving. Let's keep working on that. One thing, please remember that one of the reasons we're using the winch hooks is so that we don't need to open the canopies to release the cables. So when you come to a stop, just get the buggy driver to stop fairly briskly. You get a little bit of slack in the cable then, and then you can just back release it. Ground radios and the buggies have been working quite nicely as well. Okay, looks like quite a nice day. Hopefully the showers will miss us. I'll see you out there. Bye for now.